Why, hello everyone. Right now we're going to be doing an HD as in higher definition test for PlayStation 1 on the TurboGrafx-16 Mini at speculatively 1.008 gigahertz clock speed processor. We're going to check this out. We're going to go through a few base test games here because we're going to be running Turbo HD just to show you that you're capable of doing this on your Mini Classics. Because you remember, if you try to run some of these games in HD, you'd be down to like 10 to 11 frames per second, give or take. And it's pretty horrendous. I mean, they're just tremendous issues. But I picked many base test games on the feedback of many of you. Somebody said, hey, Gauntlet's not running well, so I did what I could to get it running better. And we're going to see how this runs. And I have to say, I'm a tremendous Gauntlet fan. I mean, big, tried and true, all the way back from Nintendo Power days. When the original game came out, made by Tension, unlicensed version on NES, and I remember looking at it in Nintendo Power, and I remember, like, you're still looking forward as a kid to these games coming out. You'd be looking at the Nintendo Power over and over again, like, this is such a badass game. We're running around 70 frames per second, give or take here. I love the Dreamcast version of this. It is the best home port as far as I'm concerned, other than, like, Dark Legacy on GameCube and PS2. And I love the Dream World. That's one of my favorite worlds in the whole series. Just the way, like, you, spoiler alert, hit switches and the entire world flips upside down. That is so badass. Well, let's check this out. And I love these type of games where you, like, level up and all that. Again, we're running way faster than we need to, just to show you as the proof of concept that we can run some of these problematic games way better. And most of these base test games are recommendations on your feedback in the YouTube comments and such, and Reddit, Discord, all that. And I was promoted to a new position at my job, and I've been taking a little effort and trying to learn the trade and make sure I do everything well. And it's helped me get more money so I can get more games, all that fun stuff, and of course, pay off my credit card bills. You know, credit cards are great until you have to actually pay them down. All that fun stuff. Give me a key here. Oh, I hate that when you get, like, you run out of keys. You can use, like, one of them cheat codes where you have unlimited keys, though. So I kind of have to backtrack here and find a key somewhere. Probably this way. That's why you don't want to open every chest you see, because you want to be able to have the keys for the gates that you actually need. As far as, like, Netflix and all them fun streaming services, right now I'm actually on Peacock watching That 70s Show with my wife. And we've been going from episode 1 on. And the show is just as awesome as I remember it. I love the fact that, I mean, if you pay attention to it, a little bit of a spoiler alert, they seem to have, like, a lot of TV dads and moms from various iconic shows show up in the show. I mean, they have, like, the mother as the grandmother from Happy Days. So the mother from Happy Days, you know, she's actually the grandmother in That 70s Show. And I see that they have other people later on. Like, I think they even have, like, Mary Tyler Moore might be in a show. I mean, I vaguely remember her being in it. But yeah, That 70s Show is a fun show. We're going to try a few other games here, too. Red switches are off. Green are on. The switch arrow points towards that. Okay, I get it. But I used to play this in the arcade, and just, it's one of the few games I've actually played in the arcade and got all the way through the entirety of the game. I mean, about $18 worth of quarters there. And you might remember when I did some videos way back where I was basically like, how many quarters would it take to get through games? And it took me like $4.75 to get through Double Dragon. And in the real arcade, I remember, like, when me and my friend were playing it, I'd always get stuck at the bridge. You know, where you have to do, like, the 2 buttons to do that weird-ass jump, and you just die over and over again. But Gauntlet is awesome, running, like, spectacular on here. We'll try this for a brief moment because this had tremendous issues in the past, just to see how it runs on here. Again, we're at 1.008 gigahertz, and the reason I chose this system to work these into is because obviously the PlayStation Classic is going to be able to better handle these, and so will the Amiga 500 Mini. So I'm going to have this on all the releases here. And this is a game that always crashed before, but we were able to have, like, kind of like a duct tape fix added to it. You're not going to need it anymore. The timing is way better here, and it's actually going to make it through without having any kind of, like, direct stop checks and all that. But beautiful game, and I highly recommend you check this out if you're a Wile E. Coyote fan. I mean, the Roadrunner cartoons, I'm a big fan of. I used to love those, And I like when some of the later movies, like Space Jam came out. Didn't they have like one of those before Space Jam in the theater, if I remember? Okay, check this out. Running beautifully here. Look at these amazing, amazing graphics. It really feels like a cartoon here. And I remember playing the arcade version of the Roadrunner game, and just like the controls were so weird. I couldn't figure out what the hell to do. Like, it was just so strange. That was another Tengen game, if I remember correctly. But as far as like streaming services and all that, like I'm gonna be checking out Knock at the Cabin, you know, the latest M. Night Shyamalan movie, and of course I'm gonna check out Brendan Fraser in The Whale, and then I'm gonna check out I'm trying to think of some of these other movies that came out. That Brendan Cronenberg movie that just came out. What was that called again? I was just talking about that in one of my last videos. Oh, this is beautiful. Again, this is at 1.00 gigahertz, and I'm running in HD. So you're going to have a little bit, a few moments of slow down here and there, but I mean, still the fact that you can actually run it in HD is amazing here. This is great. This is actually the very, very first time I actually really gave this a shot. I'm definitely going to be playing this a little bit more, but again, you're not going to be forced to run this at the faster frame per second. And the other thing, like I'd recommend, declare the cache memory and all that. I've showed this before. You actually want to exit RetroArch completely. This will clear the cache memory. And if you're running more extensive things, you might want to, on the Mega Drive SNES, TurboGrafx-16, and all those, you know, the base hack-sheet system, install the Xtreme virtual RAM, which will give you more than your limited 256 megabytes of RAM. Obviously, if you're on the PlayStation Classic, it's not going to be a big deal because you have 1 gigabyte of RAM. And you have, I believe, 512 megabytes of RAM on the Amiga 500 Mini. So these are more than adequate for running a lot of stuff. So we're going to go back into here and try a few more games out. And I'm also watching the latest season of Picard. And I'm a big, big Star Trek Next Generation fan. Picard Season 1 was decent. Season 2 was much, much more entertaining. But Season 3, I don't want to say much about it, but I'm really, really thoroughly enjoying it so far. Let's try Expendable. This is another game that had tremendous issues before. It would literally freeze your system and have graphical glitches if you even attempted to run it. So let's get this one going and see how this goes out. Okay, and you ever have that thing like where you don't know who makes the game or who publishes it? I've always been a little bit annoyed and perturbed at that. Like you have like LJN, and the name of a company that most people, like AVGN, would say, this is a crappy game because LGN's on the cover. But Friday the 13th and Karate Kid for NES were both made by Atlas, even though they were published by LGN. I mean, it's just the way it is. Some of your favorite games ever, like even Zelda Minish Cap on Game Boy Advance, was also made by Capcom, even though I believe it was published by Nintendo. This is a great game. If I remember correctly, the Dreamcast version had issues running on the Mini Classic in the past, but I got it working better on the Mega Drive SNES NES Classic. There are a few games that still have issues running on the Mega Drive SNES and SNES and TurboGrafx-16 Mini, such as, of course, Cannon Spike, because of basically the graphics libraries are not adequate enough to be able to run these games on these minis. Okay, this is just an awesome, awesome game here. Oh yeah, running beautifully. And this game, when I first tried it before, it had tremendous graphical glitches. If you try this in the current release, it runs so horribly. Whoa! Yeah, and you gotta try the Dreamcast version too. I mean, it's nice that you can run the Dreamcast version too, but just another game that you could run finally that always had issues before. Very, very addictive run and gun game. I love these type of run and gun games, and I have to say, like, when Contra on PlayStation 1 attempted to do these overhead stages, it did not do too well. But loaded, reloaded, and this game here, and there's another game I'm trying to remember too, like, what was that, Crusader? Crusader was a great game that was on here too, and also had the overhead stages. Okay, we did Expendable, Gauntlet Legends, Looney Tunes. Let's try NBA in the Zone 2000, another game that previously did not work. And of course, some of the best players that I've ever enjoyed watching in basketball NBA were in the 80s and 90s and very early 2000s. Lakers vs. Celtics for Mega Drive, after all, is one of my absolute favorite games. Let's check this out and see what we have going on here. And I was trying to think of, like, what team should I even play here? Should we do Pacific? Do we have them? Yeah, we'll do LA Lakers because I already know who's going to be on LA Lakers. We're going to have Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. Just a perfect fun team here. We'll also have Rice. And I also like playing like the Cavs from the time, Bulls from the time. Always fun to play, especially when you have like Michael Jordan on the team now. Okay, let's see if we can get like a score or two here. And Night Raid's also running HD right now. Okay. Okay. Come on, we got this. Kobe! Oh, yeah. Where's Shaquille at? We need him. It doesn't seem like they could like get any fouls in this game because I like was able to like steal the ball and travel, all that fun stuff, and I didn't really get. It's very, very forgiving on that and them. Okay, come on, we got this. Oh, Rice is good. Oh yeah, actually one of my favorite basketball games. I'm a big, big fan of literally every basketball game I've ever played, even the worst of the worst. I love them all, especially like there we go. Yeah. Can we do a dunk? Oh, no, they stole from me. Come on. Oh, I want to get one dunk here. Oh, look at that instant replay. Fun, fun game. So glad to see this one working now. Oh. Oh, look at that alley-oop. Yeah. Alley-oop for the finish there. But yeah, I actually have burning on my TV screen, like my 26-inch color TV had burning from playing probably 300 hours of Lakers versus Celtics. Let's try R-Type Delta here real quick. Tell us runs. Again, we're doing Turbo HD. And I'm going to be calling this core basically PCSX HD Xtreme. So we'll call it PCSX Xtreme. Just kind of like make it one moniker, just like I did with K-Mac and such. Okay. Oh, yeah. Big, big fan of this game. I didn't mean to do that. Start game, yes. Yeah, obviously, if you want to be able to unlock some of the ships and levels in various games, you want to be able to make a memory card save. I'm not too worried about that right now. I do love the fact that this game has vibration. Right when you start the game, it like shakes right here. That is so badass. And yes, vibration doesn't work on RetroArch in many of the cores. So check this out for a moment here. We got probably 2 more games to test out. Then I'm going to probably like watch more of this Star Trek series. And try to let me know some other theories that you're a big, big fan of, like binge watching again. I mean, some of the newer series haven't really got my interest as much. Let's try not dying here. Let's actually try getting somewhere here. Because I'm playing this like I was playing Night Raid, where I could literally like basically go right through enemies. Let's try this one more time. In Night Raid, you only get hit by enemy fire. You can actually go right through enemies. Here, you actually get hit by enemies, but me playing hours and hours of Night Raid, it threw me off for a moment here. I gotta get used to being hit by everything again here. Yeah! There we go. Like some games when you get used to like playing like a Japan game on PSP, then a USA game on PSP, you have your X and of course your circle reverse. This music is badass too. But yeah, we're running nice there. Nice 60 frames per second. Beautiful, beautiful thing indeed. And that classic weapon. This thing's going to come down and screw me right here. Let's try to get out of here. Oh, yeah. But yeah, R-Type Delta is playing awesome here. I'm also a big fan of R-Type Final and R-Type Final 2. I love the reviews of R-Type Final 2 because people are having trouble even getting past like the first stages and all that. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, we got Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles in HD. This is another game that used to crash like Sheep Raider. And the fixes were duct tape fixes, which essentially corrupted your memory card. But now, no more problems. And of course, we got to play as... you ever see Key and Peele where they talk about the Michelle Pfeiffer who could take on Batman? Nobody could beat the Batman except for Liam Neeson. Yes, Liam Neeson just... He chews up the scenery and everything he's in. I mean, you can take the worst movie possible, put him in it, it's a better movie. So let's check this out for a moment here, see how this plays. HD. And of course, we're going to do Night Raid as our final test game. And if there are any other games that you'd like to see me try to work in, let me know. Because any games that have issues, I'll try to fix it up. But beautiful, beautiful thing indeed. This game has so many issues. Like, even if you try to like do frame skip and all that, you actually have invisible enemy fire. This is great. Try doing our jumps. Yeah. I like the way these jumps are, like if you do the jump at the top of arc. You might remember if you ever played like Revenge of Shinobi, you master that jump where you're able to like jump at the top of your arc and do like your crazy shurikens. Now I love doing that code where you have like unlimited shurikens and all that. Come on, let's do this. Target practice. I gotta do this. He missed me like 7 times in a row. But we'll make Night Raid our final game. I mean, because it is one of the more difficult games to run in HD. I had a little bit of trouble getting it going nice at first, but we're going to make that the final game here for this video. But thank you for watching. Wait to see how insanely crazy it gets in the second stage and on. Think of like playing like Spider-Man on PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64, and the indoor stages being faster than the outdoor stages. Kind of works a little bit like this here too. Fire! In this game, it really wasn't taken seriously at the time. That's why it's lesser known. It's not as well known as like Giga Wing, their other game made by Takumi. And Takumi, sorry, and Cave, they both originated from the great company called Toplon. Toplon made Tiger Heli and games like that. Let's try getting past this first stage. And you might have noticed that in the last video, I played it without using my wave shooter. You know how hard it is to do it without your wave shooter? Just watch what happens when I use my wave shooter here. It makes a tremendous difference here. You can chain link. It is just a beautiful, beautiful weapon. I'm going to try this right now. Look at that. You just keep pushing the button once you chain it together. And look at the bottom left where my chain meter is going up. And you're going to see how crazy it gets in the second stage here once I do it. Get my wave meter up. It helps definitely with taking out the one boss up here. You gotta have more than one enemy on the screen when you're doing it though. You'll see what I'm talking about here. So let's do my wave meter. It's great here. If these enemies start coming on the top left of the screen, watch what happens when I do my wave blast here. I'm gonna wait a second here. Wait for some enemies to come. I'm gonna link them together. Look at it. Bam, 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 bam. That was awesome. And wait till I get to the second stage. The second stage is just absolutely insane as far as like performance and speed. This is what I would consider like an outdoor stage in like Spider-Man, where they mask you by like fog and all that. So you can have a little bit of a lesser performance and speed here. But when you get to the second stage and on, the entirety of the rest of the game is beautiful. It's still great for what it is though. Oh! Okay. You know another series I want to revisit? I want to revisit the Police Academy series. I used to love watching all those. I watched them all up until the last one that Steve Gutenberg is in. Then after that, you kind of like see that they're not quite as good, even though I still watch them all. But ones before are just fantastic. Give me my wave blaster here. There we go. Fire, fire. Look at that. I'm bigger than Beavis. And yes, he does say fire quite a bit in the new Beavis and Butthead series. They have like a new Beavis and Butthead movie and TV series. I'm enjoying the season 1 of the new series. I got a little bit disappointed because I have Comedy Central. It's like new episodes of Beavis and Butthead coming out. It happened to be the same ones that were like new last year. It's just new to them this time. Okay, we're going to be on stage 2 in a moment here. I didn't use any of my crazy bombs either. We're going to try to get through this without using my bomb. If you get close though, you could use your bomb. Come on, blow up. There we go. We didn't lose the life yet, but watch how crazy the second stage gets. Like I said, stage 2 and on are just pristine performance and speed. You're gonna love this. Look how insane this is. Whoa! This is crazy, especially when them fast robots come in. I love it. This is true bullet out here. This is definitely one of my favorite shmups of all time now. I mean, I go back to it consistently. It's a great 10 experience. Hopefully many of you are going to enjoy this with the update, because like Killer Instinct for Main 2003 Xtreme, I just wanted to get this game working, and if there are any other games for other platforms, just be sure to let me know. But let me know some of the latest movies, TV shows, all that fun stuff you caught up on, as well as, of course, like some classic vintage ones that you go back to. Like, I've been going back and watching some of the earlier Adam Sandler movies. I still watch Hoopy Halloween, like, consistently, at least once or twice a year. It's a fun movie. I love going back to the 90s. And I'm probably going to go back and visit the Hey Fern, Ernest movies. Them are all fun to watch, too. Oh, wow. There we go. Look at that. That is great. That chain reaction there. By the way, you might not have figured this out already, but we're actually running faster than 60 frames per second. Because the way the timing worked out with the Xtreme HD Turbo here, sometimes it is inconsistent with reading the numbers properly because it's so fast. I'm actually running probably like 80 frames per second or more right now. You'll see sometimes like some of the videos I'll say it's saying like running 30 frames per second, but it's actually running roughly like 90 frames per second. You can see like one person told me like I was like doing fast forward on my Shadow of the Empire video, but then like in the in-game time it said like 6 minutes, even though my video is only like 3.5 minutes, which obviously shows that there are 2.5 minutes missing. There we go. Let's take this guy down with a chain reaction. Look how crazy it is. Whoa, that's bullet hell. Turbo! There we go. Do a little bit of the third stage. I love when they do that little slowdown there, like they did in like Strider, you know, where you jump in there and you get a freeze frame type thing. This music is badass. But yes, this is great. They have some HD going, like I said. And they made another big game too, Mars Matrix. Mars Matrix is probably the closest thing to this specific game that I can think of. And Mars Matrix runs beautifully on Final Burn Neo, as well as on Dreamcast Core. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If there are any other games you'd like to see me run, let me know.